Do your Instagram Reels sizzle or do they fizzle? Instagram Reels are a powerful way to grow your following. If you're a business owner, you're going to want to listen to this entire episode as we discuss trending Reels and tips to be the most effective on Instagram. And if you found this podcast episode helpful, make sure you hit that follow button. Lady bosses, are you working even after putting the kids to bed but still not getting results?
Are you tired of spending money on ads that aren't getting engagement?
Do you feel burdened that you aren't fulfilling your purpose in life because you are so consumed with work?
I'm your host, Brooke Bolts. I'm an attorney and founder of Bolts Legal. I started my business and in 1 year was bringing in 7 figures and am now bringing in multi-7 figures.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel Bolts, owner of Bolts Media. I've helped many businesses build their online presence and increase their revenue through digital marketing.
Want to hear how we did it?
We are here to help you achieve your goals personally, professionally, and spiritually.
So kick off your high heels, sit back, and let's ignite that passion.
We're Miss Biz, where we're putting the miss in biz.
Let's get biz done. 140 billion reels are played every day on Instagram and Facebook.
Holy moly, that's a lot of reels.
That's a lot of reels and a lot of hours spent by people scrolling through and watching reels. It is so complicating as a business owner or business professional to understand the best places to be posting your content. Not only do we have to figure out which platforms to utilize, but within those platforms, there's so many options such as stories or reels or posts or lives. But we're here today to share with you that if your goal on social media is to increase your following, that reels are going to be the best way to do that. Why?
A study found that Reels result in 22% more followers than videos on your feed. And specifically, Instagram is number 1 to find new brands.
So if you post a video on your regular page as a post, that's going to be viewed by your followers or some of your followers, a small percentage of your followers. But if you post it as a reel, it's going to be discoverable by non-followers. So this is why it is such a powerful tool for growing your Instagram base. Data shows that reels can get up to 300% more engagement than regular Instagram videos.
And I think that it's important to note that the engagement also depends on the type of content and the type of reels that you're creating. And we're going to discuss some ideas and some tips for better reels. Per Hootsuite, over time, they've learned that the best time of day to post for Instagram Reels is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. Monday through Thursday, surprisingly. And this data has changed even from the last time we looked it up a couple of months ago. So in terms of digital marketing, you want to make sure that you're always researching the latest trends because human behaviors change.
And the way to do that easily is on the Meta Business Suite. You can just look, and when you go to the scheduling tool, it will give you a recommended time to post. Those are going to be when your followers are the most engaged. But according to Hootsuite, as Rachel said, 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. tends to be the best time for non-followers who are active on Instagram. So how often should we be doing Reels?
So the industry standard to post is 4 to 7 reels per week, and that's going to help you increase your followers as much as possible.
There's been debate on this too. I've had people tell me before that I should be posting multiple videos per day because the more content that's out there, the more often that people are going to see you and the more likely they are to follow you. But in the recent research I've done, it's really said that posting too much can be a deterrent to people. They can become overwhelmed with too much content, so that 4 to 7 reels a week is really that sweet spot. And so my goal currently is I'd like to be posting 1 reel a day, which is 7 a week.
And there's different tools that you can use on the Meta Business Suite. So you can either the less effective way is to create the video on your phone and to, stitch it together that way. The most effective way is to use the Instagram platform itself to create the video. They have different templates that you can use, but what's also important to note is the text option that they give you in the creator tools. So Brooke, do you want to explain a little bit about how that affects Reels and discoverability?
Sure. So in Instagram, when you go to create a post or a reel, you would click the plus icon. I can't tell you when I first started Instagram how long it took me to figure out how to just create content. It's the plus side. I didn't know that at first, but you click the plus and then it'll give you some options to scroll through if you want to make a post, a reel, a live, or whatever. You want to scroll over to reel. Then when you either video your content right then through Instagram or upload a video that you've already recorded, you can add wording to the top or the bottom of your reel. I recommend for Instagram putting it at the top because it puts other wording automatically along the bottom, and some of your wording could get cut off if you put it along the bottom. So putting those captions or putting that wording into your video through the Instagram platform is the best way to have searchability of your keywords. If you put those those captions in through some other video editing tool, it's not going to be searchable within Instagram and people may not find you. So the best way to do it is to either video your content right then through Instagram and add the captions within the video itself, or take a pre-recorded video but upload it to Instagram and put your words in there through the Instagram platform so that Instagram recognizes those words when people are searching for similar content.
Yes, and the wording that you use via Instagram, that's also really important in terms of getting people to watch it. If it shows up as a suggested video and there is something that is relatable or intriguing that's within that wording, that's going to make people want to click on the video and watch the video simply before even watching it in full.
I will say that in uploading it separately to the different platforms is kind of a pain. Uploading it to Instagram, adding your wording, adding your trending music through Instagram, then going to Facebook, doing the same thing, going to TikTok and doing the same thing. It is a pain. So if you're just starting out and you don't want to be overwhelmed by all of this social media stuff and you don't have someone to delegate to, then perhaps choose one platform that you really want to grow first and focus there, because doing it this way is going to be more effective in building one platform than just kind of haphazardly posting on all the different ones different ways and not really utilizing the tools that each platform has available. So
we first discussed why Reels are important and how you can use it as an effective tool to grow your following. The next thing that we're going to discuss is ideas for content and trending Reels. A lot of times you'll watch videos or even listen to podcasts and they'll say, generate great content, but they don't tell you how to do it or really give you prime examples. So that's something that we're going to discuss next.
So any type of reel or video that you create, the hook is the most important part of it. It's the part that brings people in and engages them and makes them want to watch. When I talk about hooks, it takes me back to middle school when I was learning to write an essay or write a speech, and your teacher says, what's your hook? You got to write a hook. It's the first thing you've got to do. And for me, the hook is so important because you don't have people's attention for very long. And the statistics show that if you don't grab their attention within the first 2 to 3 seconds, then they're going to keep scrolling. So we've put together a compilation of a list of hook ideas that you can use to hopefully bring in people to want to engage and watch your content.
One of my favorite hooks is the top blank tips. So it could be, the top 3 things you need to know if you get in a car accident, or, the top 3 ways to lower your cholesterol levels. People are really intrigued by those things because they want information that is simplified, and they want it to be relatable to them. So if you're able to utilize those keywords for your target market within that hook, that is something that's going to be more than likely engaging to them and keep them from, basically scrolling past you and moving on to the next thing.
The top 3 tips is also very organized. I know whenever I see a top 3 tip, I know, okay, I'm going to get value of 3 things, and it's going to be quick, it's going to be efficient. And so I listen to those oftentimes because I want to hear the top 3 tips. But also, it's a good tip to put your number 1 tip as the final tip so that people hang with you and stay through the whole video. If they watch your whole video, you get what I call Instagram points, which means you are overcoming the algorithms and you're getting more views, and Instagram is showing your content to more people. So if you put your top tip at the end, people are more likely to stick with you and hang through the whole video.
And if it's a longer type video, more than 20 seconds, you're going to want to tell them, make sure you watch the whole video and stay tuned for the 3rd tip as it's our favorite. Because what that's going to do is it's going to create curiosity, and it's going to ensure that people stay on to watch the full thing, which is going to maximize your engagement and, as Brooke mentioned, give you more Instagram points so that it looks better on your insight report. Also, make sure that if you're giving somebody a promise, for lack of a better term, if you're saying this is the best tip at the end, make sure that it really is the best tip that you have to offer at the end so that your viewers don't feel cheated.
Guess what?
What?
That's a hook.
I see what you did there.
So guess what is a great hook to start your videos with? It raises excitement, and people want to hear what's coming next.
Another one is exciting news alert. People are curious, and people are kind of fascinated by the news too. So if you're telling them, this is an exciting alert and it's information that you need to know, they're going to want to stay tuned and hear what it's all about.
Another one just like that is big news drop! Exclamation.
Yep. Sneak peek alert. Things like that are going to captivate their attention. It's also possibly going to stop them if they were in the middle of doing something or they weren't really paying attention. Once they hear those key words, they're going to be more likely to watch and view what you have to share.
With the sneak peek too, you might gain a follower, because if they like the sneak peek, then they might want to see the big reveal when it comes out eventually, and so maybe they'll follow you.
Absolutely. Anytime that you can showcase in your hook too something that it is big and exciting is going to get people's attention. So, for example, get ready to witness the most epic sunset you've ever seen. People are going to want to see that. They know what a sunset looks like, but they want to see what the best sunset looks like.
And you can apply that to your business. Get ready to witness the most epic, and then fill in the blank with whatever your business does. Get ready to witness the most epic car accident settlement you've ever heard of. That would apply to my business.
Yes. If you enjoy the Miss Biz podcast but still have questions or need advice, we have some exciting news for you. Join us for Miss Biz Connects. Miss Biz Connects is a weekly 1-hour Zoom call on Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
This is 1 hour each week dedicated to you. We want to meet you and put our brains together to help you grow personally, professionally, and spiritually.
To access the meeting link, visit us on our social media pages at Miss Biz Podcast or send us an email to missbizpod@gmail.com.
Join us this Friday and let's grow the Miss Biz Nation.
Also, anytime that you can compare and contrast in your hook, that's something that's going to really help your hook in your reel. So for example, if you're an interior decorator and you have a hook like from cluttered chaos to cozy perfection, that is going to be something that's appealing to most people. Anyone that's had kids, they know what chaos looks like. So they're going to want to end up seeing the final project.
Another hook is what I call the Did You Knows. And this is a great way to share a surprising or little known fact. So did you know that chia seeds have more omega-3 fatty acids? Is that what they're called? Fatty acids?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. Omega-3 fatty acids than fish, right? Did you know? So the Did You Knows are a great hook, and adding hashtag mindblown is another trending hashtag that you could use for that hook.
The thing about social media is people are on social media for a couple different reasons. One, they want to connect to people that they already know, or maybe they want to grow their following base. 2, they want to learn something. 3, they want to find something that's relatable to them. And 4, they want to be entertained. So if you can complete one of those objectives in your hook, you're going to have a much more successful reel because that's what your viewers want to see.
So next we're going to transition to a topic of what types of reels. Now that you know some hooks, what type of reels are popular and trending that you could take advantage of in your business? So I would encourage you first, though, to do a 7-day audit of what you personally stop scrolling for. We are both creators of content and consumers of content. So paying attention to your own scrolling habits is going to give you insight into what other people like you are likely to do. So I'm going to challenge you, and I'm going to do this challenge myself, is for the next 7 days, make a list of the type of content that you stop scrolling for. Make a separate list if you watch it more than once intentionally. And make a third list if you not only stop scrolling and watch it more than once, but you share it with somebody else. That's going to give you some insight into what people like to watch when they are scrolling through social media on their reels.
Absolutely. And if you're stuck on ideas on what types of reels to make, here are the best performing reels that you can use for generally any business. And the first one are your before and after videos. That's where you showcase something that, had like either a normal or average or even bad appearance before, and then boom, some magic happens and it looks 1,000 times better now. That's your before and afters. And a way that you can kind of emphasize it in a way that is trending right now is through your transitions. And if you need ideas on, different types of transitions that you can do, there is a ton of information out there on the internet. There's ones that are very easy, and then there's some that are very complicated. If you've watched one of our countdown videos, you'll actually be able to see that I fell in one of them because, I don't know, it was kind of difficult to do.
Yeah, that countdown one was was harder than it looks. But transition videos are great for businesses where you have a visible difference from the before and after. If I had a business like that, I think I'd be doing before and afters all the time, because those are some of the most popular videos. But there are ways to incorporate it into other types of businesses as well. We recently shot a promotional video for Bolts Legal, and we did a transition video of how we looked when we showed up in our just t-shirts and no hair and no makeup, and then transitioned it quickly to when we were all done up. And so that was a great transition video for us to do as a law firm. It's not always so easy to come up with ideas. Another transition video that a friend of mine did was, we were on a girls trip and we went to some wineries, and she got, I think, tens of thousands, at least 40,000 views on this video. And she's not, doesn't have a huge following on TikTok. So that was really impressive to get that many views without any type of boosting. But we were on a girls trip and we went to some wineries, and the start of the video was her saying before the wineries, and she scrolls through the bus and everyone's just sitting quietly on their phones, maybe talking to their neighbor, but just very chill. And then the music shifts and she says after the wineries, and then there's literally one person who's doing a backflip off of one of the railings in the bus. Everybody's dancing around, and it's just really funny. And she got a huge amount of views, and I'm sure a ton of followers, because that video was just really entertaining.
Yeah, there are definitely ways to be creative with it. If you're not necessarily an industry that does a lot of before and afters, you can find different aspects to shed a before and after on. But really, if you are an industry like a renovation company or a med spa, you're definitely, the majority of your reels, you're gonna want to be doing these before and afters, because that is what's going to sell the service. That is what people are going to see, and they're going to be like, wow, that outcome came out so good. I would like to have a similar experience. Let me hire them. So before and afters, and then if you can incorporate transitions, it just kind of helps emphasize whatever the after effect is. Recipes are another great way to shed some light with your reels and to engage more people, especially if you are an industry that deals with food, or even food service, or even if you're making custom made soaps. Putting recipes together, that's something that people find very entertaining and are going to want to connect with.
Someone that I really enjoy watching her recipes she's not a chef that's known for being a chef. Her name's Hannah Ann. She's actually known for being on The Bachelorette, but she does these cute little recipes that are good for entertaining, and they look appealing on the plate. So if you're hosting, for example, a Super Bowl party, she'll put together just little football designed food for your guests, and it doesn't require a lot of cooking skills, which is always critical for me and because I'm domestically challenged. And if you're just looking for examples of someone to model for recipes for someone who's not necessarily known for your cooking, Hannah Ann, I think, is a good example.
Quick tutorials are another great idea for reels. So people are always looking for simplified information. They're looking for a way to do something that's easier than the way that they were doing previously. So if you can create a quick tutorial on, how to change a tire real quick, or if that's in relation to your business, or something in your field that can help simplify and help the life of your audience, that is going to be something that they find value on, and it's going to make them want to follow you so that they can see what other types of tutorials that you offer. And an example that I follow on Instagram is easy.hair.diy. They have some awesome hairstyles that they showcase. It's very quick. I don't think many of their videos last any longer than 20 seconds, and they show how to create beautiful updos, side braids, in very simple steps, and it's easy to follow along.
I need to watch that those tutorials. I've got like 3 go-to little easy hairstyles, and that's all I can do. So I'm going to be checking out the easy.hair.diy. Health tips are another really popular type of reel that people enjoy watching. For an example, I would say you could check out Miss Amber Shaw, MS Amber Shaw. She's a health coach that was a health coach of mine, and I actually went to high school with her. She has a great following on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. So if you're looking for an example to model for health tips, she'd be a good one to check out.
Also, a day in the life of. People love to see what your daily interaction looks like. You know, they have an idea of what Brooke looks like as an attorney, but they don't really know what goes on during that process, either in her role as an attorney or even after hours when she gets home. So being able to showcase and highlight some of those areas where it gives people a better perspective of who she is as a person is going to be something that's appealing to others. Also, the day in the life videos, that's something good if you're a vlogger or if you're a travel agency and you want to showcase all these different places that you've gone. Those type of videos are going to be great for you to incorporate into your reels.
A day in the life of me would be pretty boring. I drive, I type on the computer, and I talk on the phone. That's about it for my work life. Maybe day in the life at home would be a little more entertaining, dealing with my children.
End of part 1.